down once in a while, Ann. Maybe that would help. Oh, well. Hopefully we will go live in a moment here. I don't really know what the problem is. We're moving now. Maybe we got it now. So how you doing? Here it is. It's Christmas Eve 2025. Do you know where Santa Claus is? I'd like to find Santa Claus. Oh, exit page. All right, let's try exiting the page here. All right, I would like to find Santa Claus, that is for sure. What would you tell him if you ever got the opportunity to talk to Santa Claus? What would you do? God, I don't know. I'd be so surprised to actually meet Santa Claus. What would you do? Stand there and laugh or go, oh my God, I've got all kinds of places. We got things I want to talk about. That is the question. Oh my goodness. We are so obsessed with getting stuff for our own selves that sometimes we forget about all the other things that are out there, don't we? We do. So if you are just happy to be alive today, if you are happy that Christmas is here, for all of you that hate Christmas, let's be sure that we are thinking about, oh my God, it says that I am live. Well, how about that? Yes, let's go over here and see if I am alive right here on WCRS 98.5 FM. Am I alive? It says that I am. Yep, I'm alive and I can't even see myself. So there you go. Well, this is fitting. The day before Christmas, I am alive, and no, I can't even see myself. Well, anyways, happening now. Yes, it is. We are alive here. I don't know how to fix that, but anyways, I'm alive here on Facebook Live. I hope you'll join us right here. I hope that you are ready for Christmas. I don't know. What would I ask Santa for? You know, it's kind of like if you rub the genie and the genie popped out of the bottle there, out of the teapot. What would you ask for if you had the opportunity? And some people say lofty things like, oh, world peace and things like that. Things that probably even Santa Claus can't provide. But, I don't know. Sometimes it's just difficult, isn't it? It really is difficult to think about if all the things in the world you had, if you have what you have in your life, is there something out there that would just, you think, make your life terrific? You know, yesterday, day before, we were talking about, I think it was yesterday, about the quote from Ben Franklin, and Ben Franklin said that, we always think that money will make us happy, and then we find out the more money we have, the more money we think we need. So where does it actually end? I think that is the question. So as Christmas is here, I think one of the best things that we can have is to have our friends and have our family and be together with people. I think if you know somebody who is alone, that is doesn't have any family or anything, if you can wish them a Merry Christmas, if you'd pick up the phone rather than send a text or an email to somebody, they would appreciate that so much too. So those are the things that I think are important as we get older. When we're kids, when we're like Penny, we're just like, everything for me. She has so many toys. And I don't know why that is, but she does have so many toys. And she could be playing with one, you go to pick up the other, and all of a sudden, no, that's mine. I want to see that one now. So, as far as which toy is her favorite toy, it's the one that you go to pick up because she wants that toy. anyways, those are some of the things, and that's just like little kids, right? No, that's mine. That's mine. Sometimes you run across a child that is very sharing and very caring, right? But most of the time, they want it all for themselves. So I hope that our Christmas this year is what we all would love it to be. I hope it is something that makes you happy. I hope that that Ann can operate the controls here today. Man, I put my Santa hat on and everything, so I hope you can see me here this morning anyways. I hope that you have some peace. I think most of us would just like to have some peace. I know lots of people right now that are turning and tuning out the news. And that's why I'm not really going to talk much about the news this morning, because it just seems that that's all that we deal with is news, and more news, and none of it makes us happy when we hear it. Very rarely do we feel good about what is in the news. So I've kind of agreed to just say, no, I think I'm just gonna take a day or two off. It'll still be there when I get back, right? Is that how you feel? That's how I feel. So if you are in that boat, I understand. We have, there's a cool story. This story, though, is one worth talking about, and it's about Tejan. And the Greenwood County Tejan plan is going to temporarily suspend operations. I've seen some of this on Facebook. Hadn't really known what is going on. But Greenwood County officials confirmed this week that Tejan Carbon America has temporarily suspended operations in its Greenwood County facility. In a statement to the Index Journal, James Bateman, Greenwood County's Economic Development Director, said the county was notified of the suspension and has begun coordinating workforce transition efforts. But it's temporary. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this now. Does it seem like it's temporary if they're finding jobs for everybody? We were disappointed to learn of the Tejan Carbon America's temporary suspension of operations and the impact it will have on 80 hardworking employees, Bateman said. Our workforce is our highest priority, and Greenwood County remains committed to supporting affected workers. Bateman said the county has activated workforce and economic development partnerships to assist displaced employees. Well, why is the reason that they closed? Isn't that what we also want to know too? That is something that I think a lot of people would really like to know. So let's see if the article goes on, since I am not aware of this right at this moment. What exactly is happening here? This is an article in the Index Journal. So we'll see if we get some more details. The problem is, and I don't know the answer to this, is that the county, of course, gave them a lot of economic extras to be able to come here to Greenwood County. Let's see, they're planning a job fair in January to help transition those skilled workers. Bateman said Greenwood County has implemented similar transition strategies in the past and intends to do so again for workers affected with the suspension. What remains unclear? Well, isn't that always the question? Tejan Carbon America has not publicly confirmed how long the suspension is expected to last, whether operations will resume at the Greenwood site, or whether the action could lead to a permanent closure. The company has not released details regarding severance, benefits, or long-term employment options for affected workers. As of publication, Tejan Carbon America has not responded to requests for comments seeking clarification on the status of the facility. See, this could be a big problem because they got a lot of tax advantages, etc., for coming here to Greenwood. Teijin is a Japanese chemical technology company specializing in carbon fiber production, committed to a $600 million investment and the creation of 220 jobs, making it one of the largest single-day investment in county history. Well, what about now? The facility was constructed on more than 450 acres along Highway 246 and was designed to produce carbon fiber materials for automotive, aerospace, and industrial application. The project was supported by state and local incentives, including infrastructure improvements and workforce training partnerships with Piedmont Tech. So it was constructed on, so they had a public and, well, local, county, and state incentives that were given to them. And, of course, what happens to all that now? See, this is the problem. This is a problem. What I know that you have to give something, but sometimes I think we give too much. And if the operation is not strong enough, and how do you verify whether an operation is strong enough and will be here? You know, can we do the old pinky swear type thing that if we give you this, you'll be here for 10 years, 20 years, or however many years that you need to be able to make it? Because in this case, how long has Teijin been here? What? I don't know, 5, 6 years? When was it? How long was it? I don't see a date here where how long Teijin has been here. But the bottom line is that we gave them these incentives, so therefore probably the tax they were paying, a very low tax rate, if any tax rate, kind of makes it hard to swallow, doesn't it? And sometimes we want things so much, right, that we don't actually make good decisions. Now, I have no idea whether this was a good decision or not a good decision, but the bottom line, they were supposed to get up to over 220 employees, and they were at, looks like they need jobs for 80. Now, I don't know whether they had more employees and others have already found jobs. But in this market, you would think that you would be able to find some of these things. But this is a blow to our community. And this is the problem when we give all these good incentives. Now, yesterday we had Pamela Evett on, and we were talking about doing away with the state income tax, that is imperative, according to Pam. And because we need the to incentivize companies to come to our state. I was going to argue with her about that. I think we got enough here, but anyways, that we need more industry in our state. So as you look at these things, is it a good idea to incentivize and make it so that you win the contract? But in the end, if you win the contract and the other side, the side that you gave the incentives to, doesn't complete, then have you won anything? That is the real question. So I just wanted to say, I've been reading about that, a lot of comments on Facebook. If you want to know what is going on some of these things, you have to read on Facebook to get all the gossip, right? Yes. So I guess in the coming days, we will find out exactly why Teijin has pulled back. Some people, it was saying because they didn't get an airport, or we didn't have an airport. I'm not really sure. A big enough airport. We have an airport, but there's always conversation on the airport about extending the runway. I know with Old Aid out there, there's back to another discussion about extending the airport, the runway out there. And would these things really make a difference? Well, I mean, that is something to be considered. But anyways, I just thought I would mention that one because it does seem that We go round and round on giving tax advantages to companies to come here to make it appealing to them. And then when they back out in short order, you really haven't gained anything. You may have gotten employment for a few years. You may have gotten some things, but you really haven't gained anything in the long term. So that's one of the things. And, what other things are going to happen in the first of the year? It seems like all we keep hearing on the news is how great everything is going to be next year. It could be. It could be great next year. But will it be great for all people? Is it going to be great for one segment of society? I don't know. But it's just like, hold on. You got to hold on because next year's going to be great. And that is the message that the administration is definitely pushing. But we will see. Okay, somebody just told me it had nothing to do with the airport. Okay, so it had nothing to do with the airport. Oh, well, there you go. I thought I read something out about that. All right, somebody just asked my question. Okay, so let's just finish up on TGen. So I don't know exactly what the deal is. I do know that it could affect the relationship with the county and the tax advantages that were given to TGen to come here. So we will see. We will see in the coming days. Won't be till after the first of the year, I'm sure. Or maybe it'll be late on a Friday night. Isn't that when you usually dump that kind of stuff so the least people will know about it? Anyways, we'll keep on that story and find out more about it. And who knows? Maybe I can talk to my source that just told me it had nothing to do with the airport. I know the airport has always been it's a good thing. Could it be a better thing? I think that's the thing that county council is always talking about. Would it make a difference if you had a bigger airport, had a longer, not a bigger airport, a longer runways? I think that is some of the things that in the past have been discussed. But we'll see how this goes with TGen. Nobody likes to hear of a business closing, particularly during the holiday season. I can remember over years and years, and I'm talking back in the 80s, early 90s, when some of the mills would look at shutting down. And now the mills always shut down during Christmas. So that, number one, they gave their people off for Christmas, but number two, they needed to redo the equipment and make sure it was all in good shape. But it was always a question, is this really a shutdown for a week or 10 days, whatever they did, or was it really shutting down? And when they did shut down, it really hurt our community. And one of the things that I do commend our community is that we have been able to stabilize from the losses of, with Greenwood Mills, that used to be a major force here. Yes, it's still a force, but a major force here that we have diversified, etc. So those are some of the things that are in the news. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the news today. Who cares? It's Christmas Eve. Woohoo! So what are you doing on Christmas Eve? Are you got anything special going on here today? I think Penny and I are going to make a pizza tonight. We're going to make a pizza. I'm going to try a new recipe I have for a pizza. How about you? Do you have any special things that you eat on Christmas Eve? Oh, no. That's New Year's, where you have to eat the collards, right? Yes. All right. Anyways, that's I think what I might do. I'm going to make a pizza. I've been looking forward. I have a recipe, and I'm going to see if it will work. I actually have a recipe on making a pizza in a iron skillet, and it's supposed to make the crust very delicious. So I'll have to let you know, A, if I even make it, and B, how it works out. So that's a little bit what I'm going to do tomorrow. Christmas Day, I'll be eating Christmas dinner at some friends, and hopefully going out and checking out some of the lights. There really are a lot of cool light displays this year. It looks like people are feeling a little bit more positive about the holiday season. So I hope that you get out there. I hope if you eat out that you make a plan, because most places are going to be closed except for, I saw a list last night on Facebook, Chinese restaurant, China Garden, Red Bull, some of the other Chinese places are going to be open, and that is about it. Somebody put in there Waffle House. Yes, Waffle House. You want me to tell you my worst Thanksgiving? Was it Thanksgiving? No, I think it was Christmas, actually. The worst, was it Christmas? I cannot remember. It was either Thanksgiving or Christmas. This was back before we opened our store here in Greenwood. So that was before 1984. But we were here for, we were doing a show at the mall, and might have been, I don't remember. Might have been Christmas. Anyways, we got down to the end. We'd worked our little butts off, and we were tired and this type of thing. And so then it came up, whatever this holiday was, it was either Christmas or Thanksgiving. I'll have to really ponder this fact. Same idea. Where did we end up eating this delicious meal in Greenwood, South Carolina, back in before 1980? Shoney's. And I'm sorry, it was not a very good meal, Shoney's. And we were sitting there and we were like, so this is Christmas. And we were sitting there having this meal and we were like, and we got to do something about our life. So, yes, it was pretty terrible. Even, they used to have really good desserts. I think we got the fudge cake that was there at Shoney's. Yeah, that was the highlight of the meal. The turkey was terrible. But, you can always count on Shoney's to be there. Except now, no Shoney's anymore. So I just happened to pop in my brain and thought about what was the worst Christmas meal you ever had. Shoney's, Greenwood, 1982, 1983, something like that was the absolute worst. Absolutely worst. So anyways, that's a little bit about what I'm thinking about this morning. Nothing really important, just the fact that it is Christmas. I did do a little Christmas song here, a little poem here for Christmas. I don't know if you've heard it. I've played it a couple of times this morning, but we'll play it right now for you right here on WCRS. I wrote it. Not my music, because it goes to So This Is Christmas. Take it away. Well, this is Christmas. Stockings are hung. Henny is excited. She knows what will come. And Ann is tired, but happy we did so much for our Greenwood. Merry Christmas to all. May your hearts be full and your bellies too. May Santa bring you a few surprises too. And don't forget the reason for the season, and say a prayer for your neighbors in need and for your country, the best by far indeed. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas 2025. God bless us, each and every one. There you go. That's my Christmas message here. So this is Christmas. That's right, 2025. And it looks like the weather is going to be pretty darn nice. We got some comments coming in here this morning. Let's see. Let's see. 9 years, came in 2016. Oh, is that Tejan? Maybe that's what somebody is saying here. Here we go. That was another message. I got a lot of messages here this morning. Let's see. Somebody says, don't you find it comical that you never see an advertisement for a Chinese restaurant anywhere, no matter where you go, but they always thrive? Isn't that the truth? And if they're bad, they don't last very long at all. Don't last very long at all. You know, one of the things that one of the movies, I like Christmas movies. I love The Christmas Story. And, you know, that was the one with Ralphie and you'll shoot your eye out. I love that Christmas movie. Now, it is out of favor. Remember when, what was it, USA or one of the channels, they used to play it nonstop? Well, they've moved on. That movie is now too old to play for people today. But anyways, I love that movie. I love the scene at the end when they have to go out for Christmas, and you're absolutely right. Where did they go? The only place that was open was a Chinese restaurant. And remember the scene where they order duck and they're all excited about it and they bring the duck out and its head is still attached? And his wife is sitting there, oh, I can't look at this, I can't eat this. And they go, what's the problem? I go, and the dad is pointing at the head and everything. So he comes with a meat cleaver and whacks it off. That is a great scene. That is a great scene. Really, in that movie, there are so many great scenes. Actually, I have been to the house where that movie was made and had a blast at that house. That was in, what was that, in Cincinnati? Yeah, Cincinnati, where the Republican convention was. Right outside of Cincinnati is where that was done. So that would have been in 2015. And they had all the different fun things you could try on and sit there. And it was pretty cool, pretty cool. And they explained how they made the movie and everything else. Of course, that was just a movie set that had been left there. But still, it was pretty cool. When you look at that movie, it really had a lot of the elements of what we think of Christmas, like having to go out to dinner because the dogs got the turkey in this case, so they ended up at a Chinese restaurant. I think that is kind of cool. All the words when the old man, and they used to call him the old man, used to go down there and get the furnace going. That's the problem with that story. It is actually aged out so that most people today would not have any connection to the things that Christmas involved. Kind of like when Ralphie swears or when Ralphie gets in a fight. I mean, you just look at all the elements to that movie. It really covers a lot of it. So The Christmas Story, that's one of my favorite Christmas movies. Do you have a favorite Christmas movie? I like that one a lot. Home Alone is a good one. It's a modern version, Home Alone. But still, I think The Christmas Story is the best. So, I had another message here when I was talking a few minutes ago about if you had all the money. So let's see, where is it? She was saying if that where is it? And the one where I've had some people tell me on that movie that they didn't like that movie because it was just terrible because the child put his tongue on the flagpole. Yeah, but that stuff actually had it. And do you ever double dare? Whoever hears of anybody saying, I double dare you now, right? That's right. Anyways, that's, I think that is kind of funny. Somebody just said, one of our texters said, you are so right. There was a child at the junior high school who saw an outlet for a wall phone and wanted to know what type of charging port that was. Oh, yeah, where you have the old outlets and you have to plug into the wall for your internet or for your telephone, and people look at it today and go, is that a new C charging station or something? No, it's really old, and we didn't have that. So It is amazing. It's just like putting a rotary phone out there and asking somebody, can you get me the number? They just look at it and have no idea that you actually have to dial the number. You know, the older you get, the more you're able to look back on how things have changed. I think in today's society, we're seeing it super ramped up. I don't remember when I was a child thinking that, oh my God, I got to have this is tomorrow, this is. But in today's world, things move so fast, something that is popular today is out by tomorrow, right? I think when we all get old, because I'm not old yet, we're going to sit down and go, my God, look at what we've lived through. And how many times have we talked about somebody that was 100 or 90 or some age like that, and you go, God, I guess you've seen a lot of changes. And they talk about growing up without having running water in the house, or how when they got a shower, changing from a bathtub to a shower, but some of these things that were monumental in their lives, and yet in our lives we're like, that's no big deal, right? How about the fact I can hold this little phone in my hand, right? And I can look up anything. I used to have a big desktop, and now I have this little phone, and I can find anything. I can talk to it, and it'll talk back to me and give me the answers that I want. I can communicate. I need to remember one telephone number. Well, I mean, I don't even need to remember it, and most people can't remember a telephone number, right? If you ask me what somebody's telephone was from 50 years ago, I could tell you what that telephone number was. I think I can actually tell you what my telephone number was growing up. But if you asked me for a good friend of mine, if I could give you her telephone number, I'd say no, I just get it off the phone. It's kind of like what we were talking about the other day. You know, we talk about our memories and everything. When we had to write things down, it created a connection between our brain and the writing it down, so we remembered it better. When you punch it in on a telephone, it doesn't have the same connection. And basically what they were saying in that article was that the connection that we're missing is that it moves too fast for our brain. I mean, we have a wonderful processor for a brain, but it moves too fast. And so therefore, we constantly are saying, I don't know why I can't remember that. But I wonder if we wrote it down, would we remember it better? Well, that's what they say. That's what they say. So that's just a little aside here on looking back at life. And always around this time of year, I think we look back on life, particularly, you know, we get goaded into it for New Year's to look at it. But I like to sit down and actually think about the people who are no longer with us. The people, and they're your contemporaries, which really scares the bejeebers out of you if you go, I'm still here, and so-and-so's gone, and so-and-so's gone, and so-and-so's gone. And sometimes I think it really makes you wonder, why? Why am I still here? You know. But anyways, to all who are thinking this Christmas time of people that will not be at your table, know that they are really with you in your spirit. And if you sit down for just a moment and truly think about it, you'll probably be able to conjure up that image of that person, and maybe they'll even speak to you. I know that's a little hokey, but I really feel that. I know some people are very close to their parents. I was never very close to my parents. I was the one that was saying, they'd say, I'm actually, you know, I get upset with Penny. I got to tell you this. I get upset with Penny because she's so confident and she's so going forth. We were out there this morning. We saw a couple of deer. She's like, let me get them. Let me get them. I can get them. I can take them, Mom. And I'm like, no, because it would have been an hour and I would have missed the show and she would have been out there running crazy. But anyways, she is always moving forward. She is always investigating the world and she has no fear. She has gotten a little more cautious as she's gotten older. Some people talk about their dogs going to get in a crate. My dog goes and gets behind me. It's like, you're big and powerful, Mom. You get them. But in my life, I was always the one that was, sure, let's go. Let's try it. Let's get there. Let's make it. Let's try and see if we can do this. I was always moving forward. When my dad used to say, I'm going to send you away, Ann. I'm going to get you out of this house. I'd go ahead. I'm ready. So they sent me to prep school. Yeah. Then my dad would say, if you're not good, I'm not going to let you go back. I'd say, okay, I don't care. I'm tough. And here it is, Christmas 2025. And here I sit thinking about all the old things that there was in my life and how much life has changed. And yet still, I look forward to what the future has. I look forward to trying to make a difference in our community. I look forward to seeing what Penny will get into and what kind of adventure we will go on. I have some great adventures planned for this year, and I hope I can make them come together and that we can be connected through technology so you can see what I'm up to. I'm thinking about a GoPro. What do you think? Anyways, I'm Ann Eller. This show is just a show about nothing. That's right. It is a show about nothing. And I am proud to bring it to you because it is a show about nothing. I do have some Merry Christmases coming in today. Thank you so much. It is a joy to be able to say that I am still here and that you're here. And to all the people that made this Christmas season bright for somebody else, you do need to pat yourself on the back. You need to think about how blessed we are to be able to make a difference in people's lives. And even though it may not be the big splash or this type of thing, you know you did good. And that, I think, is one of the great things about life, is to be able to make a difference and not ask for anything other than to know that you did a good job. I think that is one of the good things that we have out there. And I think we should be proud of the fact that we're able to do these things and that we're able to make a difference in our communities or in somebody's life. Whatever it is that you did your best and you tried to make a difference. And I think at the end of the day, if we can say that we have done that, then we have done a good job. It doesn't matter how big it is or how small it is. It matters that you didn't turn away from something, that you faced it and made a difference. That was one thing Jeff Eller was always about. It didn't matter whether it was the littlest of persons out there in our society or the biggest person. It was about doing what was right. And sometimes people told him, every once in a while, in fact, I know a lawyer that told him, Jeff, sometimes it's not too bad just to look away. And Jeff, being the man that he was, said, no, I am not going to look away. What is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. And he always tried to right what was wrong, whether it was a person, a regular person, or a person that was struggling. He tried to make sure what was right. And I think a lot of people don't really know how many things that Jeff actually helped people with over his lifetime. but it was something that he always felt very strongly about. And maybe it was I know it was because of his upbringing, and I also know it was because of West Point's training too. To all of our military, thank you for being there. I hope any of you that have made it home for the holidays, however you were able to make it home, that your holidays are sweet and that you get to feel the love of your family and of your friends, and in our community that you know that you are well loved too. So, with that being said, I want to talk about some of the events that are coming up. Let's see what we have. They're having a Christmas on Par Saturday, Par 3 West, a 9-hole golf course at 122 Salick Road in Greenwood is hosting the Christmas Break Classic. Book tee times at the course between 9 and 7. Cost is $35 per person. Every participant is entered into a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas or a cruise. The competition includes a closest to the pin contest on the course and a long drive competition inside the simulator bay. So actually, I haven't been there. Probably in the last year, but I know they've made some changes over there. We may have to go by and check that out. That sounds pretty cool. Not for the weak ankled on the Village Green in South Main in Greenville. United Community Ice on Main is scheduled to be open daily through January 19th for ice skating. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, what else does it say? Tickets are recommended. The forecasted warm weather. Who knows? You might just spot a skater wearing shorts this week. So you can also check out the Greenville Christmas Market at the Grand Bohemian Lodge now through Sunday. So there's all kinds of good things to get out after you've eaten your full and had a good time opening presents. They say if you need a winter reset, mark your calendars for the new year when a free outdoor Tai Chi class comes to West Cambridge Park at Greenwood. 9 a.m. and yoga and beer returns to Good Times Brewing at 10:30 a.m. Both events will be open on January 3rd. So drink a beer and do some yoga. I like it. Also, let's see, what else do we have? Holidays on Film. Through Thursday, Premier Cinemas in Greenwood is continuing with its holiday series of movies. This week's selection is the film adaptation of the best Christmas pageant ever. Ticket prices are $5 for adults and just $2.50 for children. There are, of course, a lot of other movies out there, too, that you can watch. And a host of churches are scheduling to have Christmas Eve services today from late afternoon to early evening and even late, often by candlelight. It's a chance to quietly reflect on the past year and the promise of the new year. And that, of course, is from the Index Journal with a weekend ticket with St. Clair. So, hope you will, if you are so inclined, get out there and go to a good old-fashioned church service. So, this is Christmas 2025. I am Ann Eller. I'm going to play my little message for you one more time. I thought it was pretty good. I did this at 1 o'clock in the morning. Here you go. So this is Christmas from WCRS. Well, this is Christmas. Stockings are hung. Penny is excited. She knows what will come. And Ann is tired, but happy we did so much for our Greenwood. Merry Christmas to all. May your hearts be full and your bellies too. May Santa bring you a few surprises too. And don't forget the reason for the season. And say a prayer for your neighbors in need and for your country. The best by far indeed. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas 2025. God bless us, each and every one. Yes, God bless us each and every one. I still like that movie too, and I love the Christmas story. It's a time of the year to reflect. It's a time of the year to enjoy, to eat too much, and spend some time just overindulging. But remember those who do not have so much. Excuse me. And remember your neighbors up the street that may be sitting alone. I got to do a big shout out to Claudia. She has done over 1,200 silver snowflakes. She also has had a great need at the very end. I don't know if she got it covered, but yesterday afternoon she was saying that they had about 10 silver snowflakes for seniors that had not been turned in, and she was desperate to get them filled one way or the other. They are ones that are going to Saluda. You can contact Claudia if you'd like to see if you can help or see if she got it taken care of. Let me give you her number real quick. If you have a little extra jingle in your pocket and could help, some of these were very specific needs. So she was asking if we could help with that. So let's see. Claudia's number, 864-377-9388. That's 864-377-9388. 9388. Snowflakes for Seniors has been a huge project. She had about 10 where people had claimed that they were going to get them and for some reason had not come back in, and she was in a panic yesterday afternoon. Not sure if that has been covered or if she still could use some help, but you certainly could call and let her know that you're available to help. What she really needs is some money to either buy the things or have some people buy some things that would make a difference in the people's lives that she is working with. So the Saluda nursing home down there had received a huge bunch of the gifts, but they said they would wait until the very end to see if they could get all the residents, because you wouldn't want to have one resident not get those things. So if you can help out with that, Claudia definitely could use your help. Let's give that number one more time, 864-377-9388. She just really needs to. If you could do some shopping for some of the things. They were going to try to hold off and get those last 10 senior snowflakes back in, or go rebuy whatever is needed on their list. Thank you, everybody, for making this year on WCRS a super year. Thank you for those that convinced me that I should go ahead and get a puppy. I still love you. Actually, Penny has finally grown up enough that we can get along. There have been times in my life in this last year like I've wondered, what the heck have I done? But at this juncture, she has become, maybe it's because it's Christmas and she knows that presents will be coming her way. She has become absolutely adorable. And to everybody that helped us on all our projects out there, whether you made a monetary donation, whether you brought us toys, to any of you that helped bring joy to the children up there in District 51 and in District 50, thank you. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope that you have a blessed New Year, and I hope that you'll stay tuned. I'm probably going to come on in the morning. What else would I be doing, right? I got to come on and tell you what I got for Christmas, or what I didn't get for Christmas, or whether people considered I was good or bad. Whatever it is, I'll probably be here tomorrow morning. So if you don't have anybody else to talk to tomorrow morning, tune in. I'll come on and talk. May actually do a little music here this afternoon, late this afternoon, maybe 7 or 8 o'clock. We may go on for a little bit and do just a little Christmas music and a little palaver. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye. Take it away.